The Mothership Internet Radio Breaking News Special Report. All right, so let's talk about the rapture. I'm going to get straight into it. Yes, there have been plenty of doomsdays that have been given to humanity. I remember the first time I freaked out about a rapture, and it was 1999, coming into the year of 2000. It was supposed to be Armageddon, and the world was coming to an end. And then we had the Prince song, 1999, to really drive the point home. But as my stomach was turning somersaults as New Year's Eve 1999 was winding down, 3, 2, 1, I braced myself for an impact that didn't come. Now, I didn't lose my faith. I didn't say, oh, God must not be real and the Bible's a bunch of mumbo jumbo. And I'd seen too much in my life to know better than that. So instead of leaning to that level of understanding, I began to level up and say, you know what? What does the rapture really mean? And since then, we've had so many different doomsdays, so many predictions of when the rapture was going to happen, and all of God's chosen children were just going to float into the air, into thin space, and the clothes were going to be left behind, and people that got left are just going to be, oh my God, God must not have loved us, and we're stuck in hell. No. So let me share you some thoughts, and I brought my notebook with me because I wrote down quite a few thoughts on what the rapture really is and what the rapture really means. And if you agree with this, please share with as many people as possible. So what is the rapture? The rapture is not your spirit leaving your body and being naked and unroofed to float in the air. Actually, there are many raptures that can happen in one person's lifetime. The rapture is the elevation of the spirit while still in the body. It's the 5D ascension that religion is calling demonic. It's the coming to an over, under, inner, and around understanding that the God essence is lived from within just as much as it is noticed externally. The rapture is reaching a level of divine awareness that is so high that it changes the way that you live. Okay? So when you have truly been raptured, you lose your desire for all low vibrational stimuli. When you've truly been raptured, you lose your desire to party in lust dens. You lose your desire to overindulge in substances that make your body a vessel for unclean spirits. When you've truly been raptured, you manifest abundance without wanting to or taking action and harming others to receive. When you have truly been raptured, gossip sounds like a chalkboard being scratched. Negativity becomes taboo. You can taste high and low vibrations in food. You can smell high and low spirits in the air without speaking a word. When you've been raptured, you can walk into any dwelling and know that either a divine or an unclean spirit resides there. When you have truly been raptured, lust is disgusting because you can see demonic creatures from under BBLs and six packs, and you see them as these dirty little things just wanting to snack on your divinity. And you become very mindful of who you bind your soul to from in between your legs. When you have truly been raptured, your sense of human compassion comes through the roof because you achieve a desire for universal harmony, even though you keep a balance in protecting your energy. When you have truly been raptured, sloth becomes unacceptable because you understand the value of time. And your heart pumps the blood of truth that can't keep you silent or restful or complacent. And when you've truly been raptured, things that you used to blow a gasket over just aren't that serious anymore. And when you've truly been raptured, Accountability goes from being an attack to a power that you use to create change in your own being. When you have been raptured, religious dogma is no longer a weapon against your fellow man, as you clearly see the divinity or the lack of in anything you cross paths with. When you have truly been raptured, you recognize spirits over skin colors and you learn to discern trees by the fruit they bear instead of the appearance of the bark. When you have truly been raptured, you live heaven on earth while becoming more passionate about creating it. When you have truly been raptured, peace is not negotiable, as God, the God that lives in you, is not up for debate. And when you've truly been raptured, you walk away from the 3D ways of living, and it's like you're in life's HOV lane while everyone else is in the 6 lane jam freeway of religious dogma, judgment, hatred, lust, bigotry, and all these other things. And you begin to co create with the divine to manifest a life not only heavenly for you, but heavenly for others, because you understand the small part that you have to play in the universal whole. So, why does no man know the day or the hour of when God's rapture is going to come? Because that rapture comes different times, different days, in different ways for different people. And oftentimes it comes more than once, more than twice. And many of us are raptured numerous times. So the symbolism of the clothes being left on the ground represents this moment hitting right where it hits. And the shed clothes represent the old skin, the old you that you had to let die in order for your God self to resurrect. So, this is what happens when you have truly been raptured. And it's not for another person to govern or pour their religious dogma on. It's your personal connection with the divine that elevates you to your new level. I'm going to take a quick break, and when I come back, we're going to talk more about the rapture, spiritual essence as it connects to the king of the Orisha, Obatala. This is a 222.9 The Mothership Internet Radio, breaking news, special report. Stay tuned.
You know what makes me the king of all Orisha? My patience, my humility, my cool head, and my never-ending strive for spiritual purity. Obatala, the Sun Collection, brought to you by the Mothership Mystic Boutique. All proceeds go to 222.9, the Mothership, Internet Radio for the road less traveled. Beam up.
And we're back. So, you can see more spiritual teachings like these on my Sundaily page, The Alabaster Divine, which is dedicated to the Orisha of Divine Purity, Obatala. Now, Obatala in the Ifa Orisha tradition is the king of the Orisha, is an androgynous road, but he's represented by all white, which represents the constant strive for spiritual purity. Obatala is symbolized with mountains, churches, high places in life, which represents the levels of spiritual elevation. Obatala represents humility, perseverance, wisdom, peace, creativity, and above all, keeping a cool head in all situations. And this is the strive for spiritual purity, and Obatala holds the prototype for the other 6 main Orisha and the Lukumi sense of the tradition. Now, what does Obatala have to do with the rapture? Well, when you are striving for spiritual purity, that's what the elevation represents. Not us literally jumping in the air and floating up to the sky. No, it's about the elevation of your spirit while still in your body. And this is why in our tradition, we go to Obatala for patience. We go to Obatala for wisdom through our life's challenges so that we won't make imbalanced decisions in momentary jams. It's all about choosing the God self over the ego self. And when you do that on a consistent basis, your rapture happens over and over and over again. Because the highest elevation there is spiritually for human beings is that of love. So when Anita Baker sings, caught up in the rapture of love, maybe she was on one and didn't even realize it. So maybe that's what we need to be on too. So when it comes to rapture, know what it really is and know what it's really about so that it can happen from within and not from a place that's rooted in fear, dogma, or judgment. And with that said, I'm going to throw that Anita Baker song on the track for those of you that are listening over the Mothership's airwaves. And since we're talking about elevating and all, make sure you all beam up to 222.9 the Mothership because I got a lot of stuff that'll help you rapture. Why do y'all think I say beam up all the time? This has been 222.9 the Mothership, a breaking news special report. And I'll see you babies tonight on the Cosmic Weather Forecast. Make sure you all follow my page dedicated to the Obatala Essence, the Alabaster Divine. Beam up.
This is a 222.9, the Mothership Internet Radio, breaking news special report.